signing. Whoever the artist is, like.
And that's why I didn't want Bailey to accompany us on this conversation at all, because if I felt like it was 2 against 1, then it was really going to turn into something different.
Yeah.
Bailey
but
always seems like she's trying to have her hand in something.
yeah,
Bailey likes taking the reins. There's been at least 4 times where you have said Bailey has done this and said this and implied this, and I'm just like, okay.
kind of have a controlling thing about her. And normally it's fine. You want to convince me, manipulate me to go get my nails done, that's fine. You want to sit in on this dinner and tell me how I need to grow from this?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. It's like giving super mom vibes, controlling parent vibes. Like, you need to be doing this because this is not okay. I'm just like, bro.
I think Bailey wants to help people, and she thinks that she has this eagle eye view of everything and can be a mediator. I think it comes from a good place, maybe controlling, but I think in this situation it was mishandled from her side, because she pit you guys against each other when it really didn't need to be that. And she made Cecilia feel like Cecilia was in the right. But really, Cecilia was not in the right either.
She only heard from Cecilia. I specifically declined to share any of this information with her about any fight between Cecilia and I, because I don't think it's appropriate to text someone bad news when they're on vacation.
Yeah.
So I let Cecilia have that. And I guess this is just a natural consequence. Whenever they got 100%. To get together and get their own understanding about it without my input at all. Because Cecilia,
they got one side of the coin.
And Cecilia will lie. What Bailey has told me, Cecilia said fucking lies. So I don't know if that's Bailey or if that's Cecilia. Even just fucking today, Bailey brings up to me what I texted Cecilia, the very last text, because obviously they had talked about it, and I knew she was going to bring it up and have a problem with it. Can you see I want to be done with this? And she's like, but you had a short-term feeling that's now having long-term consequences, and I don't think that you meant...
shit that's what I'm saying. The shit that she be saying, I'd be like, bro, it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. I'm gonna make Cecilia fall in love with me and then break her heart. I'm gonna do that for you.
That's never gonna happen. She's not gonna date a black guy. Sorry, I just know that about her.
I didn't say anything about dating. I said she's gonna fall in love with me and then I'm gonna break her heart.
Okay. Well, I love that you have a plan, and I appreciate the loyalty. I really do.
Hell yeah.
Miss Bailey girl, she was preaching at me today. She let me know an interesting tidbit. Obviously, I post about Palestine all the time. She is a very fearful person. She came at me constantly trying to fearmonger me. You're never going to get a job. You're going to get kicked out of school because you won't stop posting about Palestine. And I just wrote her a text one day, and I was like, I wish you would stop fearmongering me. You're the only one of my friends who is having this reaction with me, and I just don't appreciate it. And she told me today that conversation made her so mad at me. She almost just wanted to give up on our friendship until she talked to her fiance about it, and he brought her to back down to reality. And that was her way of illustrating short-term feelings shouldn't have long-term consequences. And I'm just like, you're just not willing to accept the premise that I don't care about a friendship with Cecilia anymore. And I understand why. But please let it go. At this point, if Cecilia comes to me and wants to have...
If you just want to be friends with Cecilia, peace. That's what it seems like she's team Cecilia all the way. They're talking behind they're talking fucking, there's no telling what they're saying. And I'm just like...
There's this theme of righteousness amongst them.
Oh yeah, man, come on, thou shalt not judge. They're playing judge, executioner, everything over there. I'm just like, bro, especially the fear. I didn't even know that part, the Palestine thing. And then you said that, and she was like, I was almost so mad that I almost ended the relationship. Who says that? That's that's the shit. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, then end it. It's already ended after you say that out loud. That's crazy.
Yeah. It was crazy to hear that today, and I just have a poker face while she's saying it to me.
So if you were to give her pushback on the things that she brings to, say, we'll call it her advice, and you give her pushback as you did in the Palestine situation, is that where she loses it? Like when people give her pushback? Does she
So
think that
100%.
she's this sage
Hell
that
yeah.
knows everything?
her
Hell
qualm
yeah.
with me was that in my long text, I said how she's the only one of my friends who has this reaction. Everybody else is like supportive of at least what I'm doing, or we don't talk about it. Like I don't really initiate conversations with my friends about Palestine and as a general matter. But if you're bringing your concern to me and you have a problem with me telling you about that, she was like, it made me want to list like all these things I've ever done for you. And then I just had this moment of
Holy shit. You got some fucking crazy lawyer friends. These people are not people. And I knew that from the top, from the jump street. Like, yes, they seem cool. We like to party. Woo woo. Yeah, whatever. But like, ethically, like for someone to say, I disagreed with you, so like it made me want to. That doesn't have. What the fuck does that have to do with the price of tea
What
in
does that
China?
have to do with anything? Does she want to go
Nothing.
tit for tat of like what
Yeah.
friends do for each other? Like,
Whoa. Just because you said like that is. I am perplexed off
yeah,
of that. It made me
yeah.
want to. It made me want to tell you, like, list all the things I've bought for you anytime I've gave you money. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? That's
what
like
does it have to do with
snobby. That's
anything?
like
What does it have to
snobby
do with
rich. Man,
She's like,
that goes back to Diddy, man. The just rich people. That's why I got scared. All right, that's probably an even better thing with what we talked about earlier. I just got very fearful that that is just like an ultimate thing for everyone. Like once you touch an amount of like I don't know, it's like a fucking
wait a minute, Bailey does not come from money.
she got it now.
No, she does not. She has a man, okay, with a
Who
job.
has
That's what she
bread?
has. What?
She got bread.
She
They
doesn't
got it
have
going
her
on.
own bread. She has a
Bro, that's like
man
she's
with bread.
married. She's
She's
married.
not
They're
married, and they're not going to get married for years. So she has a fiance with a job. She doesn't have her own like funds like that. Hey, stop eating that.
I'm talking about anyone that comes into contact with bread. So I'm not saying she's a fucking millionaire. I'm just saying even if it makes it even fucking worse if she didn't have bread and now she's came up on bread and she's playing this fucking overlord judgy bro, the comment that you just said is sickening is all I'm going to say. So that's just
why did she
snobby.
say that?
That's crazy. That I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we
Her
can get her on the podcast. Ask her. Like,
at
yo,
this
I don't
point,
know.
we're not getting her on here because
No,
we
I
have.
wouldn't. I'm just joking. That was a joke.
Okay, her stated reason for telling me this is because if she hadn't went and talked to her fiance,
You wouldn't
then
be friends anymore.
she would have probably sent me that crazy text and ended the friendship. And I wonder if the reason she didn't actually send it is because me and Cecilia were planning to go to Miami to stay with her family and her a few days later. So I bet that influenced it. But anyway, yeah. So she's comparing, how she consulted her man, and she's saying you need to go consult your man before you say some crazy shit, so that you can be brought back to reality. And I'm like, oh, haha, but you don't even know. I already had my friend's words in my head. Consult me before you say something crazy. And I deliberately wanted to make my own call in that moment and say what I really felt to Cecilia without anybody clouding what I wanted in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it's still just crazy. Even for illustrative purposes, if you're going to say that to me, I was just like sitting there like I said, poker face. Like,
I hate to say it, but these people are fucking terrible people. Like that is the craziest to for someone to say something like that, especially like, "Oh, I had to get my man to talk me down or we wouldn't be friends anymore." We're not friends. Anybody that like that's like for me, I always tell like my male friends, like my real friends, I know as heated as something might get, I know that it will never get physical. It's like that thing to me, what she said to you is the same as if like me and Damascus were like arguing and he's fucking drunk and then he actually like put his hands on me. That right there is like we were never friends. Like you would never go to that level with a person like, you know what I mean? Like there's not, for you to say,
Why?
oh, I don't know. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Why are
I've
you
heard off
keeping a
that.
list, a running
No,
list?
dude, that's what I'm saying. Like anytime someone does something for you and they're your real friend, they will never bring that up and hold that against you. If Solomon, like, you know how many times his parents have bought me a meal? Like I used to live with them damn near. If he was just like on some, oh, like all the things I bought you because I disagree, because we like have a disagreement, yeah, you're out of here, bud. I will never talk to you again. Because that
Why
shit
are you
is.
obligated to take her advice? Because what it sounds like how this conversation went is she lended her advice, you declined, and she was like, but here's all the stuff that I've done for you, so I'm insulted that you aren't listening to me.
But what does that got to do with any, like, that doesn't even make sense. Saying that sentence out loud made no sense. Like, oh,
I think
these are
she
the
was
things
trying
I've
to
done to you
have,
because you disagreed with me.
but yeah, it was irrelevant to the conversation. I'm specifically talking about Palestine. That's pretty fucking obvious. I have a problem with you fear-mongering me because I'm not going to stop posting. You want me to stop posting, I'm not going to.
I mean, fuck, you've been posting since the fucking war started. So, like,
Actually.
yeah, like, legitimately have not stopped posting the entire time.
And it's the people who are trying to make me afraid as actually instigating me and making me want to go harder because I'm like, oh, this is a dangerous thing to say. Well, then it really needs to be said. So thanks for the motivation. I don't know what to make of this, but it was very weird, and it was exactly what Cecilia did when we were having issues, is kind of throw things in my face, and I'm like, oh, so it's like that, okay, well, say less. I don't know, like, what does one even say?
You really think you know people?
But no, and I mean, this is like why I don't really care to put myself out there and try to make friends, because I really just don't like most people, and shit like this is like reinforcing my
Trios
and
never work. Trios
That's
never
how I
work.
feel. We've made the friends that we're gonna make. For the most part, you know who you're rocking with, and then obviously, if someone actually genuinely comes along, it's gonna take a whole lot more than 2 years of college to fucking. Now, I guess it just we're talking. It's so subjective, because me and Joseph, we only got 1 year of college together, and like, his parents went out of their way. When I was in Louisville, they were driving up to New York, and they went out of their way to come have dinner with me, and like just little stuff. You know what I mean? That's my homie forever. But
yeah, it's not
he
necessarily
would
about the
never.
time.
He ain't never gonna say no crazy shit like that to me. I know that
Yeah.
for a
Because
fact. I'll
boys
put my.
are different. And this
Oh
is
yeah,
why
yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck
yeah, yeah. I'll give you
I
that.
don't want girlfriends. I have one girlfriend who is my boy at the same time. And other than that, I got my boys. Like, I can't deal with this weird ass kind of things that go through these women's heads.
Do they be watching these episodes?
I think I'm pretty safe. But
Okay, I was just like, dude, they're gonna stump on this, and it's a wrap regardless.
they might come upon it, you know, and
We're gonna have
in
to fight at the
time.
next barrister's ball.
Oh, barristers brawl.
Barristers brawl, bitches!
Let's
And Barry's ready to
go!
throw hands.
We're all buried tonight, bitch.
We're all buried tonight,
Levi,
bitch.
Leviticus is scared that I'm yelling.
Dude, we were getting hyped.
I can't even tell him why, because it's just he would not appreciate
Hello.
Look, balloons! Did you see the balloon? It's the peace sign.
Why do you always have the cool features, Kuloone?
We don't have
I'm starting
that.
to learn. I'm gonna give a thumbs down for Cleo.
What do you mean? Just if she's watching this, like, fuck you.
Oh, fuck! No, damn, Cleo's on my mind.
Cecilia, you meant Cecilia.
Cecilia.
Oh,
Thumbs down for
shit!
Yeah,
The thing is, I knew you meant
no,
Cecilia, so I didn't even
yeah.
question it.
I did
Yeah,
not
thumbs
know.
up for Cleo, of course. I hope she's
Thumbs up for
okay.
Cleo,
Yeah,
obviously. Thumbs
obviously,
down for
yeah.
Cecilia.
Yeah, some thumbs down for
Absolutely.
Cecilia. I got sad today. It was the first time I really actually
Oh.
got sad, and I was like, damn, I'm sad.
Have you
But
guys not talked at all?
no,
That's
and
mind
we're
That's
not.
blowing
tough.
to me.
Yeah,
That's
we
tough.
can't talk. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Because like
It's too
we'll
much.
like I mean every time we just
You'll just
talk
end up
and
back
then we
together.
oh my gosh, like it's
Yeah.
like clockwork. Because it's like, oh
Yeah.
hey, you got any guys? No, I don't have any guys. You got any girls? No, I miss you. I miss you. I swear I won't break up with you again. And then it just fucking happens every time. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But it was sad.
Well, you
I was literally in work at work and I was just like, it just hit me. And I was just like, fuck, I miss her. But
well, you
those are
clearly
normal
love
human
each
emotions.
other, but love ain't enough. So,
Love ain't
yeah,
enough. Love
Yes.
ain't enough.
Never forget that.
never,
What
ever,
what
ever.
number what time are we at?
An hour.
59.
Oh shit.
We had
So
a
we
nice
talk.
little rap
I mean,
sesh. Much more to say in the coming days. We can film while I'm in Chicago.
dude. And that was another thing I wanted to say about fuck, what was I about to say? I just went mind blank. It's Iho, duh. Don't
Oh,
hang up
yes.
though. I was trying to, dude. I gotta stop doing the peace sign. Can you do?
Why
Does it?
is peace associated with balloons?
I mean, just they know it's happy. No, but don't hang up after we say our goodbyes.
Okay.
Why? What are we going to talk about?
Do we stop recording?
No, I mean it doesn't matter.
Crazy!
She's doing the.
Crazy's going crazy!
Who is that?
It's not that crazy. The other day, Noah wasn't here, but he knows that she does that. And Noah and I were like talking on the phone because he was out of town. And he heard like Gracie in the background doing that. And he was like, oh, Gracie, will you go tell her that I love her?
Dude, what a guy.
What a guy. Okay,
Have you given
tell
him
us
the
about.
cookies yet?
This is a family friendly show.
We're not recording anymore. We're done.
I'm going to
No,
start recording now.
no, I wanted to ask, what is the last thing you guys did together?
Yeah, Bay Day. You had Bay Day last week.
Well, that just means we're hanging out. I mean, we probably hang out 2 or 3 times a week. Last thing we did together, we watched a documentary.
What kind of
One of my
documentary?
favorite documentaries called The Alpinist, which is about ice climbing. It's good. Rock climbing documentaries are riveting. And then we watched a couple episodes of this Bill Gates documentary, and then we went to sleep because we're both like old people.
We're all
I love
old.
that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely down to just go to sleep.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
just watch something and go to sleep. A little
He's always
backstrap.
down to go to
What more
sleep.
could you want? Look at my crazy ass dog. You see what she's doing?
Oh my goodness. She's so
What
tall.
Well,
is she
she's
doing?
standing on her back feet. So the cat's water fountain is up on the counter because she will drink it all in 2 seconds, and then nobody has water. So it's up here, but she's made a way to still get the
Hey,
fountain.
man, you better get her ass off the counter.
She's not on the counter. She's just standing up. It's totally fine.
Okay, we ending this?
Be
Didn't
nice.
you? So you know that Noah is like you're talking about love and shit. So you know that he is.
Oh, this is a good point. I need to let you know and everyone know. I would not be entertaining with someone if I wasn't falling in love with him. If I don't feel like feelings of like potentially falling in love with you from the jump, then you will not hear it again.
But then, but what happens if you fall in love and then you give him the cookies and it ain't it?
We're not talking about cookies. Nobody mentioned that.
Oh, you don't even have to worry about that, sweetheart.
I don't understand why we can't just say like, yes, I gave him them Chips Ahoy. Like
we can stop recording right now. I have the
yes, Noah was on the ark.
No, he's just the best.
It's Iho, duh.
But wait, I'm just afraid that I'm gonna like actually fall in love with him, and then in November, it's not gonna work out. But I can't be afraid of that.
What?
speaking that.
What do you mean? You're the one that made that rule.
Because I have to.
No, I'm
I
just
can't
saying,
live
you
my
just said
life
you're scared to fall in love with him, and then in November it won't work. But if you're already in love with him, then obviously you're good to go.
I know, because I need commitment. I need commitment.
Oh, it's an ultimatum.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, it's not like an ultimatum. It's just if he hasn't like made the next step, or we haven't talked about getting into a relationship at the 3-month mark, I'm gonna bring it up. Of course, I'm gonna hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let him know what my needs are.
That's a fucking ultimatum.
Okay, but then I guess, but I have to.
It's not a bad thing. We're putting like a negative connotation on a word. It's just that's what it is. You're going to tell him that we need to take another step, and if he's not ready to, then it's on to the next one.
Here's what I told my bae when I was breaking it off at the 3-month mark. He's like, well, I just never thought to, take that step of even having the exclusivity conversation. And I was like, oh, well, if you had been inspired to, you would have. Bye.
Yeah. I can see it going like that. I mean, maybe he'll have something to say if it gets to that point, if we have to have this conversation in November. I'm going to hear what he has to say. Maybe he'll have some insight, some reasoning. He might hit me with the, oh, well, I didn't realize that's what you were thinking. And then I'm going to say something along those lines. But I have a feeling he will have thought about it and have some perspective and some reasoning if that doesn't happen at that point.
I think he's going to take the next step. I've never seen the guy, met the guy, but the way you're talking about him, I'm like, oh, wow, she's really feeling this motherfucker. And he is a cis white male, so I feel like you're safe.
He is my cis white male. I need a shirt
you're safe with that.
I love my cis white male.
Like, if you would have been talking about this and it was a Nigerian, I would have probably been a little more skeptical, but
I haven't even told you like all the reasons I like Noah. I like to be a whole episode. Like, he is just the freaking best. And
shit.
Yeah, and he's gonna be out of town this weekend, and I'm so sad. But Azhtune's coming.
That is so lit.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what time is it? I have to go to bed.
Okay, it's Idaho Radio. Duh. I'm gonna stop recording.
It's done.